Hi guys, welcome to Exam Debug CS. My name's Chris McKenna, and today we're going to be having a look at functions. Now, functions, just to be clear today, we're talking about using functions. We are not talking about making functions. So if you're looking to learn how to make functions, that's going to come in a later lesson. So first of all, what are functions? Well, functions are just quick ways for us to do things easily. And you've actually used some, probably, before. For example, print is a function. Hello. You've also used some other functions. Can you think of any? Okay, hopefully you were able to get at least one, but input would also be another common function. We were also using things like str and int. These are also functions. Now you'll notice that functions all kind of follow the same pattern. They have a keyword, they have brackets, and then they may or may not have things inside of those brackets. Okay, so these don't have anything, but these ones do. I'm going to kill those ones for now. Goodbye. So what are they actually doing then? Well, a print is actually more complex than we want to deal with at the very start when we're learning programming. We want it to be reasonably easy, and it's something that happens so often that we want it to be there and ready to go for everybody. So this actually contains a lot of code. This is a keyword that hides a lot of complex code behind it. But for us, we can just use the functions that come with Python in order to help us do those things quite easily. So if we want to print something, we don't need to know the details of a print, we just need to know how to use a print. And this is a whole concept in computer science that comes up a lot, and it's called abstraction. So one way to think about it is a television. You maybe have a television, and you probably can turn it on, you can watch TV, you can put it on Netflix, whatever happens to be the case. Do you have to know how the internals of your television works? Do you have to be an electrician to be able to use a television? And the answer is, of course, no. And so this is a level of abstraction. The details are hidden behind things, and we only really need to be able to work at our level. We just need to be able to plug in, maybe use a remote control. There are some things we have to do, but we don't have to know all the underlying details in order to be able to function. Yeah, we can simplify it into a television that people use. Money, some would say, is also an abstraction. Maybe you can discuss with your neighbor or partner why, or just have a think about it. So why would money be an abstraction? Can you think of other common abstractions that you maybe deal with day to day? Because there's lots of them. School, perhaps. Is school an abstraction? Does school actually exist, or is it just hiding some complexity underneath? Something to discuss with another day. For us in programming, we are just thinking at the moment about these functions. And so these functions hide from us a lot of detail. But there are things going on underneath. We can just act as if print is what's making it happen. Okay, and so what you'll find is that your basic Python comes with a lot of things already in it. It comes with a lot of functions, as we've already seen: print, input, str, and a whole bunch of other ones that we are going to see. However, we can also pull in libraries from other places. Now, libraries are like, again, code that other people have made for us to use. Now, some of them come with Python, and some of them you have to go even further to get and bring in. You find this with things like Pygame and other stuff, Django if you want to use it. You don't need. We're not going to worry about those today. Today we're just going to stick with a module that comes with Python that's super useful, but we still need to tell it to use it in our program. And that one's going to be random. And so random helps us make random numbers. Or it can be other things, but for now I'm just going to use the random, I'm just going to use it to make random numbers. But what you can actually see with these modules, it's pretty cool, is if you go into Open Module and you type the name of the module, you can actually see the code that's going on behind when we use this code. So that's effectively taking this program and saying, make all of that program ready to use inside of my program. Okay. Now, again, you don't need to know that. Well, it's helpful to know that. We just need to know how to use it at this stage. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a number, and I'm going to say number equals random. Maybe I should just kill these first. Goodbye. I'm going to say number equals random. Now you notice that these words match. Okay, so the thing that I have imported, now that's a library, so that actually contains a group of functions, more than one function. So if I press a full stop after that, or dot, I will get a list of the functions that are available. And in this case, the common one we want to use is called randint. Now you can either click on it or you can just type out randint. And it's a function, so we know that it has brackets. Oh, but as soon as I do that, I get more help as well. So return a random integer in range A to B, and then the rest of it's going to say something like inclusive. Okay, so inclusive means including the last number. So if I say 1 up until 10, that's including 10, but not 11. So if I say random.randint between, let's say, 1 and 10, then I'm going to get a random number between 1 and 10. And I'm going to print that number out. Number. Now again, remember you might need to put in your STRs here or whatever from last time. We'll just keep it simple for now. So if I run it, I get number 7. Next time I run it, I get number 2. Next time I run it, I'm going to get number 7 again. Okay. Yeah, okay. So it's always going to give me a number between 1 and 10. If I want to have a bigger range, I can just increase that number, so it's now 1 and 100. And that's super useful. Let's try to get a bigger number, obviously it's random. Yeah, it's down to 65 there, okay? So this is really useful. And it's really useful, especially if you want to play games or you want to be writing little games and things like this. We're going to start using that in the next class. Today, all I wanted you to start thinking about was first of all, that we are using functions. So print, like random, will have a whole bunch of code that goes underneath it. Random is a library, and it contains lots of functions that we can use. And again, these functions are imported. If I forget to import it, it's going to say, I don't know what random is. You're saying random.random. I don't have a library called random because you have not imported it. Now your import statements go at the top. And then once you've imported it, you can use all of the functions inside of that library or that module. Easy enough. Okay, so that's it for this one. Next class, we're actually going to use random. So apologies if it's a bit kind of talky today, but it's just something to get your brain thinking about functions and where they're used. Next class, we're going to take this random number generator and use it with if statements, which are going to be super useful for your things, for your code. Anyway, thank you very much for following along. Good luck with your exams.